Welcome to it on a Tuesday. Happy Tuesday, everybody. 402-464-5685. Starter Heyman text line, Honda Lincoln hotline. If you want to be a part of what we're doing, hit us with a what's up, and we will invite you into the conversation. Greatly appreciate you. You can follow on the Starter Heyman Live video stream, Facebook, YouTube, Twitch, and Twitter Live. You can see what's going on. Jay Foreman, let him know about the Mercado.
Certified Piedmontese and special ingredients and butcher shop, 84th and Havelock. We went down there and got some goodies, and then they had some lemon sorbet along with the strawberry sorbet. So you can't go wrong along with everything else.
Man, took someone. They have a lime sherbet. Didn't know. Underrated. I can't, perked up. Like, wait a minute, we got a thing here. So we're going to start the show with this, Nathan, if you would please. Just a moment of tribute.
Well, first of all, what kind of mythical powers does a Sun Devil have? We got to consider that. I'm going to say the Wildcat's out. The Trojan, does he have a horse or is he on foot? Does he have a bow and arrow or just his sword? The Bruin, definitely formidable. Another bear up there at Cal. The tree, I imagine that tree's going to get chopped down. Unless we're going to go with a bird and somebody might get pecked or something. I don't know. And then the duck might lose interest and just fly away and get out of there, which may be good advice under the circumstances. The husky, no chance. The beaver, we'll see how long that beaver can hold his breath. The ute, again, we're back to, is he on horseback? Does he have a bow and arrow? Did he trade for a rifle? I mean, because if that ute's got a rifle, there's some definite problems. And then, you'd have to get one of those Harry Potter activists to read up on how you kill a Sun Devil, because there's a lot of outside stuff there. Just as far as a beast alone, a buffalo's going to be pretty hard to tangle with. I mean, a buffalo's utterly outstanding. Well, but Butch is going to have to be clear-minded and crafty. I mean, Butch will find a way. There's no question. The Cougar will find a way. Clear-minded and crafty, a combination of stay out of harm's way and attack when you get your chances or your openings.
That's just Mike Leach.
Off the cuff, too. That was the best part.
Just they asked him.
Just shows up and just holds court. And it all sounded good, too.
Right? Like that. This was a thing. They asked him about Big Ten mascots. How would you rank them? Like, who would win in the battle of Big Ten mascots? Jay, what's his legacy going to be? People will think air raid.
Right.
But to me, that seems general.
Yeah, I think that's offensive genius. I don't know the name of it, but somebody that I think that changed the landscape of football.
Mm-hmm.
I think he did. Yeah, I think his offense and the way that he went about his offense and how it was exciting at times, or for most of the time, really had a huge influence on 7-on-7, and which went all the way up to high school football, obviously college, and then professional too. So there, I think he's made his mark on. It's no different than when you think about Don Coryell in the NFL, Mike Leach and his offense. It's no different than you could say, I'm assuming Chip Kelly took the spread offense to a whole nother level. He took the air raid to a whole nother level. And so he's a key figurehead. He's a icon in as far as offensive football. Also, the one thing that people don't give him enough credit for is his coaching tree. Also with his ability to go in and adapt to different environments and different universities and win. And then his personality is second to none. And is a breath of fresh air too. Just because it's not the standard, coach speak. He's very comfortable in his skin. He does a lot of things that was very unique where, he learned Spanish just because he was going up and trying to get coffee or something, to me, he's going to be, surely missed because I think sometimes he was so unique and he's been around for so long that he maybe wasn't appreciated while he was, obviously, alive. So I just think with him, his influence on college football or on football in general is huge. And I think as time goes on, I think you'll always have that Mike Leach, that connection. Mike Leach, when you think about the landscape of football right now.
I think through all of it, what Mike Leach did, he's a great bridge to the past, like to go back and learn his connection to BYU, him being around Lavelle Edwards and seeing those quarterbacks, the Robbie Boscos, the Jim McMahons, in that offense that Lavelle had down at BYU that just created quarterback after quarterback after quarterback. And then for him to move into space and take it to Oklahoma to see whether it works and change the way people think about, well, geez, maybe we can do this. Maybe and some people were mad at it for a while.
Well, and like when you got to think back when the Houston Cougars, they had Dave Klingler and Andre Ware. It was really, really good, but they couldn't beat anybody, right? And then the quarterbacks end up not being doing well at the next level. So then everybody looked at that type of offense as like taboo. If you went there and played, you would just be looked at as less of a player, right? Well, he changed all that. He, Texas Tech, he took, I guess players that weren't at, as highly ranked, put him out there, ran his system.
Kingsbury was choosing Kingsbury.
Michael Crabtree, and the different players that he had down there, and then he took it up to Washington State and instantly made them a legitimate program and put guys at the next level. And he was doing the same thing in Mississippi State. So, and he had an eye for talent as well. You got to think he's had first-round linemen, receivers, running backs, defensive players. So he's not just an offensive guy. He was a good football coach. But I think, obviously he gets a lot of his credit for his offensive mindset. But then also you have to be aware of that he changed his offense or adapted to the SEC where, he's had 1,000-yard runner. So it wasn't just throwing it 60, 70 times. But I think what he did was he adapted to wherever he was at. But the stress that he used to put on defenses was I mean, heck, to be honest with you got Bo Pelini fired down there at LSU. Right. I mean, that game started the process of Bo Pelini being, there less than a year.
I always think that's a part of coaching and your style of coaching that is underrated, that your ability to force another team who's traditional in what they do to come out of what they're used to doing. Like that is always,
or you're going to get embarrassed,
right? Like, he never had the most talented team,
never,
but he forced defensive coordinators to go, oh man, now I got to ask my corners to cover in spaces they're not comfortable.
Linebackers trying to cover people.
I got different responsibilities for my front four or my front three. They got a different. My edge setters have to work differently. It was big. I think he's in the five quarterback coaches.
Coordinators, for sure. I mean, his offense is done. You don't sleep easy that week because you could practice well all week, and then you get out there, and if one part of your defense didn't come to play, you're going to exploit it.
And then you also suffer the following week because you're out of your tradition and you're trying to reset.
Right. Yeah.
So it's always, when folks talk about it, and again, the persona, college football specifically, especially needs more Mike Leaches.
Yeah, and he did. I think he was really good at it, where he knew, just like the clip that we had, or just played, or anything that he did before, he took a ton of pressure off his team. They're all worried about the funny thing that he said. That's what you're talking about. You know what I mean? His team can just show up and practice and play, and he did it even when they weren't playing well or they had a bad offensive output. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So that part of it, he doesn't get enough credit for, because it is who he is, but it was strategic as well, because you never heard about the players being under a whole bunch of pressure because he was always at the fore.
I got it.
Yeah.
I got
Somebody could ask him about, man, your offense has been horrible for 3 weeks. He's like, well, this happened over in Russia in 3 weeks, and this, and have you off talking about something else.
Yeah, he goes, I had a bad, this was in Utah. I had a bad steak dinner Wednesday night, threw me off my game.
Right.
I just went,
and everybody
really?
Trying to find out where you won Nate steak.
Right? Like, it was just there. Let's go to the Honda League and Highline. John Squire is with us. John, what's happening, John?
Hey guys, I got a great Mike Leach story one of the times they came to Lincoln when he was with Tech.
Go for it.
So back in the day, I used to do bench security for the visiting team side. I was a rope holder, and I was right down there on the sideline. Well, probably 2 hours before kickoff, Texas Tech and their receivers came out. They were just in shorts and t-shirts, and their GAs threw tennis balls at those guys running routes. I don't know. They probably threw 500 tennis balls, and I'm not sure I saw one hit the ground. It was pretty impressive. Well, Mike Leach wasn't out there, but then he came out right at the end, and they're picking up all these tennis balls. And he stood right next to me, and I'm a nobody. And he goes, I wonder if they know that we don't play this game with tennis balls.
That's,
And he was making fun of the drill and how a football is oblong and a tennis ball is round. And it was just classic. It's what you see on the press conferences. So we had a laugh, and I'll never forget that.
No, he was truly unique, one of a kind. And you're right, legacy is there because he made a lot of people in college football laugh, and that's super necessary. John, thank you, brother. Love you. Hope all is well with you and the family. John's out of here, so we can do that. Let's sort of break here. We'll come back. I want to get into scholarships, Nebraska scholarships. We got a list, and we're going to talk about it, Jay Foreman.
Football?
Yeah, man. We're going to talk about scholarship players currently under scholarship at the University of Nebraska. We'll talk about that when we come back to Old School.
You're listening to Old School with DP and J. Download the mobile app and listen wherever you are on 93.7 The Ticket and theticketfm.com.
There's nothing quite like the Mercado by Certified Piedmontese Beef. The Mercado offers unique ingredients you can't find anywhere else, open every day from 8 a.m. to 8 p.m. The full-service butcher shop and retail store is wonderful for meat lovers with their exclusive certified Piedmontese beef and assorted sausages, plus other quality meats, including pork, chicken, and a wide range of the freshest seafood. Plus, every Friday from 11 to 2, the Mercado serves up the best lunch in town on their Friday Feast menu. Stop in at the Mercado today at 84th and Havelock or visit their website at cpmercado.com to see current deals.
Paul and the staff at High Electric want to wish all 93.7 The Ticket listeners a very Merry Christmas and a Happy New Year. Cherish the season and all that it stands for. Merry Christmas and Happy Holidays from High Electric, your go-to in Lincoln for all electric needs.
People first is more than a nice sentiment. At American Senior Benefits, it's the mission. If you're ready for a career where you can truly put your customers' needs ahead of everything else, this is for you. American Senior Benefits is one of the leading senior market insurance product distributors in the country, and they're looking for high-energy applicants with strong communication skills. Enjoy on-the-job training, a fun work environment, and unlimited income potential. Visit asbmidwest.com to learn more. American Senior Benefits.
Decking the halls with boughs of holly sure sounds great until you're the one who has to do it. Take the stress out of your holiday parties this year and host your gatherings at Suite A Events by Mary Ellen's. Suite A is the perfect place for your year-end company parties or other large gatherings. Suite A and Mary Ellen's can handle the food, the desserts, the decorations, and of course, those holiday spirits. See for yourself online at SuiteAEvents.com or at 27th and Pine Lake, right next to Mary Ellen's Food for the Soul.
Landmark Implement, your local John Deere dealership, is searching for mechanics of all skill levels to grow with us. Landmark offers a competitive wage, full benefits package, along with paid time off within just 60 days of employment, as well as a 401k and a boot and clothing allowance. Interested in becoming a part of the Landmark difference? Apply now at landmarkimp.com/careers or contact Deanna 402-310-7561 or email careers@landmarkimp.com. That's landmarkimp.com. Landmark Implement is an equal opportunity employer.
If your home isn't delivering the year-round comfort you expect, call the experts at Bryant. Warm and cool, comfort and confidence. Bryant Air Conditioning and Heating. Call 467-1111.
Acres, your John Deere dealer, is offering year-end blowout savings on in-stock 2022 compact tractors and mowers. Make quick work of chores around your acreage and save over $4,000 on select John Deere compact tractors equipped with a loader and rear blade. Or save up to $1,000 on select 2022 John Deere Z-Trax and lawn tractors. Visit your local Acres store or acres.com to get these great discounts. Acres, solutions for every field. Discounts available on in-stock units while supplies last.
Why are some people more successful? Is it talent and determination, or did they recognize an opportunity? Discover a career that lets you help families reach their financial goals as you build lasting professional relationships. One with unlimited income potential. From Modern Woodman, a leading fraternal financial services provider.
I'm Modern Woodman Regional Director Sean Erickson. Call me at 402-483-6515 to learn about career opportunities.
Modern Woodman of America. Touching lives, securing futures.
Life's special moments deserve to be celebrated. Since 1959, Riddle's Jewelry has been family-owned, and we're honored to be part of your family's most cherished moments. Riddle's will help you make this holiday special with savings of up to 50% on our sparkling selection of diamond, gemstone, and gold jewelry. Shop our holiday sale to find the perfect gift to celebrate the amazing memories this year has made. Riddle's Jewelry, for life's special moments since 1959.
Located inside Gateway Mall.
93.7 The Ticket, Fox, KFXL weather. Sponsored by John Henry's Plumbing, Heating, and Air Conditioning.
Showers and even a few rumbles of thunder will be possible for much of the day. We'll see an afternoon high of 53, but temps could start to fall by late in the day. Southeast winds gusting over 30. Mainly cloudy tonight with a low down to 27. Only a high of 36 tomorrow for your Wednesday, with a few snow showers possible by the afternoon. I'm meteorologist Tim Wright for 93.7 The Ticket and theticketfm.com.
Back to old school with DP and J on 93.7 The Ticket and theticketfm.com.
Pumps in a back, pumps in a back. We like the girls with the pumps in a back. Pumps in a back, pumps in a back. We like the girls with the pumps in a back. Pumps in a back, pumps in a back. We like the girls with the pumps in a back. Pumps in a back, pumps in a back. Give me the girls with the pumps in a back.
I'm sorry. I am so childish. I am so childish. This song is just, it's just a thing. It's in my blood. I can't help it. I can't help it. 402-464-5685. Battle at the Vault, Saturday, December 20th. It's not Saturday. It's a Monday. December 20th. Whatever, December 20th. Those tickets for Nebraska versus Queens, number 17 Mississippi State coming in. Those tickets were not a part of the season ticket package. So if you want an opportunity for you to get a really good seat to see the Huskers play at PBA without season tickets, this is a chance to do it. Now, we're going to give away a pair of tickets. We're going to give away a pair of tickets. We're going to do that right now. And all you have to do is...
Hey, I thought Mike Lynn was in the transfer portal.
See, look at Jay Foreman. Look at Jay Foreman.
I thought he was in the transfer portal.
So this is how we're going to do this.
It's only a matter of time.
Jay, maybe you could tell me. Maybe
is he or is he not in the transfer portal?
I don't know. Here's the question that we're going to give away these tickets for, right? You have to call in. I know that's why I knew I wanted to get him the list, because I knew he was going to be on it. 402-464-5685. Call in. I'm not going to tell you the question before you call in, but we've got a pair of tickets to see 3 games for 1 pair of tickets. 1 pair of tickets. And we're going to go live with it. Go ahead and we're going to take a chance. Who's this on the hotline? Identify yourself.
This is Dane.
Dave or Dane?
Dane.
Dane. Okay, Dane. Here's a question for you, and you don't have time to cheat. You got 7 seconds. What was the first team in the NFL to have cheerleaders? 6, 5, 4.
Oh, that was definitely the Vikings.
Incorrect. Let's take the next caller. Who's this?
Hello?
Who's this?
This is Bill.
Bill. How you doing, Bill?
Good.
Okay. Chance for tickets to see the Huskers and 5 other teams play on December 20th. Who was the first black player to win the Heisman Trophy?
Oh, man.
Come on. 7 seconds.
Man, these are hard
5,
questions.
4.
That is a hard one.
3.
I don't know. Johnny Rogers.
And let's go. Who's next? Keep them moving. Who's this?
Steve.
Steve, got a question for you, Steve. Darryl Green said that this thing made him fast. What was it?
Oh, I know that answer.
Oh,
7,
gosh.
6, 5. He kept them in his socks. 3, 2, 1. And incorrect. Who's next? Let's go. Who's this?
This is Brady.
Brady. What's happening, Brady? How you doing, man?
Not too bad.
All right, here's the question for you. Who was the only quarterback to play Super Bowls for 4 different head coaches?
Oh, man.
7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2.
John Elway.
And next up, let's roll. Who we got? Who's this?
This is Bruce.
Bruce. Okay, Bruce, got a question for you. You ready?
Oh, I'm so ready.
Okay, who was the only NFL player to score a touchdown against all 32 teams? 7,
Man, where you
6,
get these trivia questions at?
5,
You answer
4, 3.
It's like ultimate
2.
trivia. It's like stump you trivia.
Say it again.
I'm Brady.
Nope, not it. Who's next? We're gonna look, man. We got some toughies. Ready for this one? Who's this?
This is Cameron. I'm ready. Bring it on.
Cameron says he is ready.
That's what I'm talking about, Cam.
Cameron said he's ready.
Nice.
Cameron, who was the first team to have cheerleaders?
The Green Bay Packers.
Incorrect.
He was confident with it.
He
though.
was ready. Like he was up on it. Let's go. Let's roll through them. Who's next? See, they heard like the pressure.
They don't want it.
Pressure bust pipes, great Jay Foreman. Okay, who's this?
Hey, this is Brad.
Is it Brad? Brad, you there? Okay. Brad, who was the first black Heisman Trophy winner?
Gale Sayers.
Incorrect. Come on, Texas. Come on, Honda Lincoln Hotline. Let's go. Who's this?
It's Cleat.
Crete. All right, you ready?
I'm ready.
Okay. What did Darryl Green give credit for making him fast?
I'm sorry, what? It was a pennies?
No, incorrect. Who's next up on the Honda Lincoln? Jay Foreman ready. He know 2 of the answers. He know 2 of the answers. Who's this?
Andrew.
Andrew, I'm going to give you a layup here. What are the names of the Baltimore Ravens mascots?
Oh, I don't know that.
Who knows?
They're the Ravens. Come on.
Reggie the Raven.
The Ravens.
Oh, man. Who's next? We're going to keep rolling through till we get a winner. Who's this?
Jeff.
Okay, Jeff, you ready for this?
Yep.
Who is the only quarterback to play Super Bowls for 4 different head coaches?
Trent Tarkington.
Incorrect. Who's next? Let's keep it moving, Nate. Honda Lincoln Hotline. Who's
fast with it. You got to give me credit.
Look at Dave
man,
Rowan.
you people out there, you hear the questions? Change your name when you call.
Who's this?
If you really, right? You got to go Reggie from the east side and Johnny from the north side.
Right? Who's this?
It's Tom.
Tom, you ready for this, Tom?
I'm trying.
You ready? The only player in NFL history to score a touchdown against all 32 teams. 5, 4. He said, I'm out. Look, everybody, you know how smart our text line is until you get them. Who's this?
Adam,
you ready?
Yes.
Okay. Adam, I am a fan of Roddy Piper, and Roddy Piper would always say, just when they think they know the answers, I change the questions. What's the only NFL team with a logo that faces left? Come on. 6, 5.
Broncos.
Nope.
I think I know that one, DP. I know that one.
Oh, who's this? How do I look it out? Who's this?
This is Bill.
Bill, I'm going to ask you. What NFL team has the only logo that faces left?
Faces left?
Faces left. 6, 5, 4, 3.
Eagles.
Eagles, we got a winner!
shakalaka! Boom shakalaka!
Attaboy! Give your full name. What's your full name?
William Paul Dodd.
Yeah. All right. So we will put you on hold. We got a pair of tickets for you. You get 3 basketball games for 1 ticket. December 20th, Battle at the Vault. Stay tuned. Sit on hold, and we'll take your information, or you can put it on the text line, and we'll get it from you. Greatly appreciate you. Good job. Job well done. So Jay, what did Darryl Green give credit for making him run faster?
It was a Tootsie Rolls, right?
Tootsie Rolls is the correct answer. Tootsie Rolls is the correct answer. The only NFL player to score a touchdown against all 32 teams.
Was it Marcus Allen?
Terrell Owens.
Yeah.
T.O. The first team to have NFL cheerleaders.
Colts.
The Pittsburgh Steelers.
It's the Steelers?
The
I thought it was the
Steelers,
Baltimore Colts.
right? The Steelers. Colts were the first ones with a band.
Wow.
But the cheerleaders was the Steelers. The first black player to win the Heisman Trophy.
It's Ernie Davis.
Ernie Davis from
Syracuse.
Syracuse. That's it.
What
man.
was his nickname?
Right? It wasn't the ghost. It was the
No, it was something like
it's in the movie.
Yeah, the train or something.
Yeah.
But yeah, something.
Yeah, but hey, listen, I appreciate you guys standing up to this. We will
There
do
was some
this.
hard questions.
Yeah, we didn't go easy.
I knew the Darryl Green one from growing up in the DC area, but
didn't go. And
all the other ones.
so the 3 mascots for the Ravens. The Ravens
I have no idea.
the Ravens are from the poem by Edgar Allan Poe.
Mhm.
Quote the Ravens evermore. Quote the Raven evermore. The Ravens, they have 3 Ravens: Edgar, Allan, and Poe.
Oh, okay.
Those are the 3. And the only quarterback to play Super Bowls for 4 head coaches, Peyton Manning. Peyton Manning.
Yeah.
So job well done for the folks that stood up and called. Greatly, I appreciate that. When Nathan gets back, he's taking some information. Jay, you had a chance to look at the scholarship list. We're going to come back, and I think in the next 2 segments, we got to spend time with this roster. And then the difference, text line, tell me that on a scale of 0 to 100, 100 being the best team or the best player or the best talent in the Big Ten Conference, right? So let's put Michigan at 100 and Ohio State at 98, right? Where would you put Purdue? Since they're the Big Ten West champions, where would you
put them up there too high? I mean, they're not
70.
I put them in like 60 something.
Right?
I don't think it's a talent thing like right now. I think it's really it's where they're starting, and you got some bare spots. Obviously, you lose Trey Palmer, who I think he was first team All Big Ten. You lose Vokalek as a tight end, who wasn't really featured in this Mark Whipple offense. But you lose some players, but you have guys that supposedly can play. The biggest thing I think when I look at the roster, obviously the lines need to improve, and there's a lot of misses in some places, right? Or at least up to this point. But I think what's really where Matt Rule can really separate himself next year, or really, really, instead of taking 1 step forward, you can actually take 3, is if he can get more out of certain players or position groups on a consistent basis than the previous staff before.
We're going to talk about
and that has nothing to do with who you can get in the transfer portal. If you can do that,
this is going to be the next 2 segments. So the small segment will set up where the location of the Nebraska program, and then we'll talk about the depth chart as we currently know it and see it. And we'll talk about that. Damn. Jay Foreman hit it with the Ron Simmons. Damn. We will be right back. Close out the first hour of Old School.
Watch Old School live on Facebook, YouTube, or Twitch. Old School with DP and J on 93.7 The Ticket and theticketfm.com.
Hop exists at the intersection of great beer and delicious food, complemented by music, art, community, and comfort. Home to a best-in-class beer experience served by craft beer experts, guests can expect a casual, inviting local gathering place with some of the best damn burgers and fries you'll find in Lincoln. Hopcat is your pregame headquarters for basketball and volleyball all season long. Hopcat is located at 6th and P in the Haymarket. To plan your next trip to Hopcat, visit www.hopcat.com.
This is Jay Foreman, 93.7 The Ticket. Talk to you about Battle in the Vault. 3 games, 1 ticket for the whole day. Tuesday, December 20th. Game times are 1, 4, and 6:30 p.m. Concordia against Oklahoma Westland. Number 23, Mississippi State against Drake. Nebraska against Queens University. Down at PBA. Be there and don't be late.
Whether you're looking to purchase or sell gold and silver, Lincoln Coin and Bullion is here to help. We set aside a full hour for our first-time buyers. When you are ready to sell, we provide a line item quote and show you how the values are determined. Operating by appointment only ensures a discreet and confidential experience. Lincoln Coin and Bullion, an A+ rated business with the Better Business Bureau. Call to schedule your private appointment today. LincolnCoinandBullion.com.
If your home isn't delivering the year-round comfort you expect, call the experts at Bryant. Warm and cool, comfort and confidence. Bryant Air Conditioning and Heating. Call 467-1111.
Landmark Implement, your local John Deere dealership, is searching for mechanics of all skill levels to grow with us. Landmark offers a competitive wage, full benefits package, along with paid time off within just 60 days of employment, as well as a 401k and a boot and clothing allowance. Interested in becoming a part of the Landmark difference? Apply now at landmarkimp.com/careers or contact Deanna 402-310-7561 or email careers@landmarkimp.com. That's landmarkimp.com. Landmark Implement is an equal opportunity employer.
Acres, your John Deere dealer, is offering year-end savings on in-stock 2022 compact tractors and mowers. Make quick work of chores around your acreage and save over $4,000 on select John Deere compact tractors equipped with a loader and rear blade. Or save up to $1,000 on select 2022 John Deere Z-Trax and lawn tractors. Visit your local Acres store or acres.com to get these great discounts. Acres, solutions for every field. Discounts available on in-stock units while supplies last.
Decking the halls with boughs of holly sure sounds great until you're the one who has to do it. Take the stress out of your holiday parties this year and host your gatherings at Suite A Events by Mary Ellen's. Suite A is the perfect place for your year-end company parties or other large gatherings. Suite A and Mary Ellen's can handle the food, the desserts, the decorations, and of course, those holiday spirits. See for yourself online at SuiteAEvents.com or at 27th and Pine Lake, right next to Mary Ellen's Food for the Soul.
2022 flew by fast. And while you celebrate the upcoming holidays, Mullen Motors is looking ahead to 2023 and trying to open up space on their lot. Stop by Mullen Motors for their year-end sale and select from some of the best options of used vehicles in Lincoln at the best prices of the year. Don't end the year in your aging vehicle. Search Mullen Motors lot today for their year-end sale, just north of 48th and Lake.
No tagline, just quality vehicles. Mullen Motors.
The Empire brand is growing with ESC fabrication and sandblasting. ESC is your place for custom handrails, industrial and commercial painting, and more. ESC provides custom welding for aluminum and stainless steel and media blasting of all sorts. ESC has great attention to detail. They stick to deadlines and keep within your budget. If you can dream it, they can make it. Contact ESC Fabrication and Sandblasting in Waverly today at 531-207-9329.
This is Dan Friedman. Between 2010 and 2019, distracted driving caused more than 40,000 car crashes in Nebraska, resulting in over 14,000 severe injuries and deaths. Please keep your eyes on the road. If you have a smartphone, put it away while you're behind the wheel. It will help keep our community safe and secure. This message is brought to you by Friedman Law Offices, helping injured people. It's what we do. It's all we do. Find us at friedmanlaw.com today.
Back to old school with DP and J on 93.7 The Ticket and theticketfm.com.
Dang. Welcome back to old school.
Yeah, ruin a day, man.
No, we just talking. Look, here's the deal. We don't make the news. We just talk about it. So things are exactly as we speak about them. If there's, as I say in my book, do I have your permission to tell you the truth? Like that's it works. Like, do I have permission to tell you the truth?
Oliver Martin still on the team? Is he a senior?
Like White Lever.
He ain't on the team no more.
I think he graduated. I
he
think
was a
Oliver
senior.
Martin graduated. I'm not positive.
I thought he had another year. Just to say that, just to,
I'll get to the bottom
okay.
of this.
So here's let's set the table. That, and I can only speak from on a high school level. I can't speak from a college level, but on a high school level, when I'm brought into a new athletic department to help them elevate, like I've never been brought in to lower the standard of an athletic department. It's always been to raise it, right? And so I learned early on that discussions have to take place. 3 topics have to be broached in that space. 1, where are we? Like, where does the program currently stand? Where, what talent do you have? What talent on the coaching staff is? What kind of support am I going to get? That sort of thing. Then, what is the new standard that you are aspiring to? So, if you're going to ask me to come in here and work with you, there's a place that you want to go that is a standard. 1, what's acceptable. 2, what's ideal. Right? So I need those things. I got to know what those things are. And then 3rd, once we determine what the goal is, then I can decide, how do we get there? How do we get there from where we are? And Nebraska just had that discussion, right? Here's where we are. We're not satisfied with where we are, so we got to make changes. Then Nebraska has to answer the next question, which is what's the new standard? What's acceptable, right? So we'd say bowl game is acceptable. But that's not the mission. The mission is, how far do you think you can go, right? Do you think you could win in steps, bowl game, Big Ten West, Big Ten, right? Those are the things. In order to figure out how to do that, you got to figure out how to get from where you are to where you need to be. Now, let's say, for the sake of discussion, that Michigan is 100. Ohio State's 97, 98, 97, right? That Jim Harbaugh's 100, Ryan Day's 98, 97. Where is Nebraska? So, Jay, Nathan,
Where are they, Nate?
Nate, look, you leaving. You can say whatever you want, right? And I'm not going to be mad at you, right? Okay, so let me ask you this then. Let's say this was an ACC discussion and we're talking about Virginia Tech. Where is Virginia Tech on that scale in your mind, which leads you to say that we must do better than this?
I would say Virginia Tech's at like a 15-20.
Right. So they
are at the bottom.
There's a big bridge between where they are and Clemson. And right, like North Carolina's 92.
Maybe a little bit lower, but 90? I would say Clemson's at like a 90, 95.
Okay.
And I would say UNC. I would say Virginia Tech's like a 20.
Okay. So
you're not even close.
Where would you put Nebraska currently? Today, without transfers, without the incoming freshmen, where are they not right now? Remember, you can say a number because a decision, this GPS was already set. This location was already set. And the powers that be said, where we are isn't good enough. We are right here. And this wasn't good enough, so we need to change it now. What number is that compared to Michigan's 100, Ohio State's 90? Like, where would you put Purdue? Since they won, let's do it in steps. Since they won the West, where would you put them compared to Michigan's 100?
I would say Purdue's probably like a 60, 65 because they're above average. I mean, they were 8-4. They won the Big Ten West, for crying out loud, but they're not even on the same field as Michigan or Ohio State. To be entirely honest with you, DP, to be completely candid honest with you, Nebraska's probably similar to Virginia Tech, probably like a 20, 25.
Steve on the text. Steve on the text said 25.
How are you at? Like
Steve said 25.
If average is 50, how are you at a 50?
He said 25.
That
Steve said
right.
on the text line 25.
Jay?
So, Jay, in order for us to have the 5 o'clock discussion that we're going to have, because we're going to jump into the scholarship.
About a 40.
So, Jay says 40.
But 40 to me is like, but see, here's where I feel, though. I think truly they're at a 40. Maybe a 45 if Purdue's 65, because I don't think they're that far from Purdue. But the gap from Purdue to Penn State, Ohio State, Michigan is huge. This is the way I look at it. I don't really, when I look at Colorado and I look at Nebraska, I don't see any difference
currently.
Yeah, that's the only time I can look at it. I don't really see a difference in a lot of ways between us and Indiana. Now, there's things that we do better, and I do think we can get to a different place and warp speed faster than them. But as we stand right now, I don't see anything different.
Then the other part of this, right? Because there's talent. You have to evaluate talent on the roster, depth on the roster, and then you have to evaluate. Ready? Drum roll. Coaches.
Well, you can't evaluate the coaches yet. They just got here.
As they stand compared to the people that have existing programs in place.
That's not fair though either though. Because
Big Ten ain't fair. Big Ten don't care.
I'm saying you can't compare a defensive line coach to Larry Johnson Sr. has been in the Big Ten for like 30 years.
But they're going to compete against each other.
Well, I know they're going to compete, but there's no comparison because if this coach has only been coaching, just say in the Big Ten for 2 years, and he's been coaching 32 years, there is no.
But that's a part of the bridge. That's the gap between where you are versus where you're trying to get. And if you don't identify that space, you stay in that space.
Well, are we evaluating Matt Rule as a 11-win coach then? Because the last time he coached college football, technically he was an 11-win coach.
I don't think you can really necessarily go coach for coach.
Okay, then I think
program for program you can.
Okay, so then what we'll do, we'll go to break, and when we come back in text line, feel free.
Because I could be a great coach, but I'm in the studio right now.
I agree. I agree with both of those things.
I mean, so
I agree with both of those things.
I think you just evaluate where you're at.
64 scholarships.
45 to 65 is close, but yet so far.
Yep.
And I'm telling you, it is.
45.
Then we will go
I'm just saying,
position by position.
I'm only going off Purdue.
Okay.
We will go position by position for scholarships. Scholarship only.
Yeah,
and we'll set the table.
He's trying to get me excommunicated up out of Lincoln.
No,
they already ran every former Husker up out of there, out the stadium. You trying to? Hey, Nate, he's trying to make sure my key card ain't working. hey, Nate, they called me, asked me to do something yesterday. They gonna call me back by 6 o'clock.
Nah, we cool. We
messing up my key card, man.
Cool. Then I will ask Nate.
Gonna block my number.
Ask Nate.
I'll do it.
We will have this discussion.
I'll do it because they know I want to be honest and I ain't gonna be outlandish.
We're gonna go through the scholarship list when we come back.
You're listening to Old School with DP and J. Download the mobile app and listen wherever you are on 93.7 The Ticket and theticketfm.com.
There's nothing quite like the Mercado by Certified Piedmontese beef. The Mercado offers unique ingredients you can't find anywhere else, open every day from 8 a.m. to 8 p.m. The full-service butcher shop and retail store is wonderful for meat lovers with their exclusive certified Piedmontese beef and assorted sausages, plus other quality meats, including pork, chicken, and a wide range of the freshest seafood. Plus, every Friday from 11 to 2, the Mercado serves up the best lunch in town on their Friday Feast menu. Stop in at the Mercado today at 84th and Havelock or visit their website at cpmercado.com to see current deals.
Life-changing research doesn't just take place in outer space. It's also happening right here in Nebraska, and you could play a key role. Solarion, one of the world's leading clinical research organizations, needs healthy adults who are 19 years old and older for a research opportunity. If you qualify, you can earn up to $500 a day for time and travel. Overnight stays may be required. To learn more, call Solarion at 866-213-2965 or visit helpresearch.com/500.
Hey guys, Nick Sadert here, and I want to tell you about my friends at Spine and Sports Chiropractic. I experienced a herniated disc in my lower back a few years ago, and thanks to the folks at Spine and Sports, I got back to feeling 100%. At Spine and Sports, they use the active release technique, which involves the soft tissue and can alleviate headaches, shoulder pain, plantar fasciitis, and more. What I like most about the ART method is that your doctor will construct a plan that fits your needs because the technique is not a cookie-cutter approach. Allow Spine and Sports Chiropractic to help you feel better. Set up your appointment today by giving them a call at 402-261-6841.
Acres, your John Deere dealer, is offering year-end blowout savings on in-stock 2022 compact tractors and mowers. Make quick work of chores around your acreage and save over $4,000 on select John Deere compact tractors equipped with a loader and rear blade. Or save up to $1,000 on select 2022 John Deere Z-Trax and lawn tractors. Visit your local Acres store or acres.com to get these great discounts. Acres, solutions for every field. Discounts available on in-stock units while supplies last.
Jake Sorensen here for The Body Shop. No, not for your car. The Body Shop is your go-to place in Lincoln for professional massages. My wife and I had a 60-minute deep tissue couples massage recently that was everything we could have asked for and more. Whether you're looking for a Swedish massage, sports massage, deep tissue, hot stone, aroma, or more, There's only one place to go. Plus, it's a great Christmas gift. The Body Shop at 48th and A. Book an appointment today at thebodyshoplincoln.com.
Did you know that the U.S. has added over 1,100 new breweries in the last 18 months? Learn more by shopping at Myers Cork and Bottle, 13th and South, and by tuning into Thirsty Thursdays with Kevin Myers, because sports are better with a drink in your hand and a friend at your side.
93.7 The Ticket. Fox KFXL weather. Sponsored by Security First Bank. A relationship you can count on.
Showers and even a few rumbles of thunder will be possible for much of the day. We'll see an afternoon high of 53, but temps could start to fall by late in the day. Southeast winds gusting over 30. Mainly cloudy tonight with a low down to 27. Only a high of 36 tomorrow for your Wednesday. A few snow showers possible by the afternoon. I'm meteorologist Tim Wright for 93.7 The Ticket and theticketfm.com.
Rico here for Little Brooklyn Daycare. Look, I have 2 young kids and my wife and I both have full-time jobs. So we need a place we can trust to take care of our kids during the day. That place is Little Brooklyn Daycare. And now they're enrolling for kids from 2 years old to school age. And they're also hiring experienced teachers. Call them today at 402-742-0363 to schedule a tour to see if it's the right fit for you and your kids. Little Brooklyn Daycare, located in Fallbrook in Northwest Lincoln.
This is Lincoln's home for sports talk on the FM dial. Also online at theticketfm.com.
On the internet.
KNTK FM Firth, 93.7 The Ticket. Coming at you live from the heart of Lincoln, America. This is Old School, sponsored by the Mercado by Certified Piedmontese. Broadcasting veteran Derek Pearson.
When you find something that moves them, that makes them smile, celebrate it. That's your task. That's your superpower.
Nebraska Football Hall of Famer Jay Foreman.
Rifles a pass. It was tipped. It's picked off by Foreman. He's at the 15, 10, 5. He'll score!
On 93.7 The Ticket and theticketfm.com.
Hour number 2 of Old School on a Tuesday. Thank you for hanging out with myself, Nathan Brennan, and the Hall of Famer Jay Foreman. 402-464-5685 is the Sartor Hamann text line if you want to text in the show. Sartor Hamann live video stream, Facebook, YouTube, Twitch, and Twitter if you want to see what's going on in the studio. We will have a special guest at 5:30. Sean Reiber will come in from Big Brothers Big Sisters Lincoln, and we've got some stuff that we want to do together and help them kind of fill the chairs over at Big Brothers Big Sisters. And I know that our listeners are people that can help with that. So we're going to do that. But first, Jay Foreman, let them know about the Mercado.
Certified Piedmontese and special ingredients and butcher shop. And the butcher shop, they have every type of meat, every type of cut, pasta, seafood, own spices, own sauces, sorbet, allotment of sorbets. They have what else they have? Some pastries,
pasta.
They got
sauces. They
got taco, single serving, family size lasagnas and street tacos. So
flavored chips for your grill.
Yeah, that's true.
Yeah.
Jerky. They got everything you want, man.
Yeah, it was good stuff all around. They hooked us up. It was nicely done. Greatly appreciate it. Okay, so here's where we were in the conversation. Trying to figure out exactly how much growth Nebraska has to have success in this upcoming season based on where they are and where they're trying to get to. Now, I'll ask, is a bowl game acceptable? Is winning the Big Ten acceptable? Like, what's the standard for acceptable? Jay, you're now, again, it's the Fighting Jay Foremans.
Well, I mean, since they haven't been in a bowl game since 2016.
That's a big deal.
A bowl game is more than acceptable in year one.
A big deal.
I mean, that's a huge turn. I mean, if he's able to if Nebraska's able to get to a bowl game in the first year of Matt Rule, that's, I mean, something that hadn't been done in 7 years. So that'd be more than acceptable on a year-to-year basis. Now, making a bowl game is the minimum. Now,
so on a scale of 0 to 100, You put them at 45. Let's say 10 points a win, right? So 40 to 45 is kind of where you would put Nebraska in that.
Based on this year, but the 45 is based on Purdue being 65.
How many?
The 45,
how many games did they
the
win?
45,
8.
The 40, but I'm going on how they played.
Okay.
And how Nebraska essentially gave away so many games. Now, if it was a fifth, we'd all be drunk, X, Y, and Z. But the 45 isn't comparable to Michigan.
Right.
So the 45 is based off the Big Ten West, which is the first stepping stone.
First thing we need to get to.
Don't talk about. I mean, obviously, that's ultimately in your long view. You like if you're driving across country, Michigan is your destination. Michigan, Ohio State, that's your destination. But you got to go through. When we used to drive from Minneapolis to Chicago or to DC. You'd have to go through or in and around Chicago, right? And then that's kind of like where we're at right now, because if you don't know how to get out in and out to Chicago, you'll be stuck in there and you'll just keep doing the loop. It actually happened to me one time. I ended up in Milwaukee trying to drive home.
Yeah.
Then you got to get through, whether you want to go through Indianapolis or through Gary, so forth and so on. And so Nebraska's where they're at comparable to Purdue. Is Purdue is Purdue the standard that you want to be? It shouldn't be and can't be, especially for the amount of money that we spent. That can't be in the conversation. That's got to be a pit stop. And the pit stop has to be part of moving forward. It can't be the pit stop, go up a couple miles, take an exit. Next thing you know, you're back at the same McDonald's just on the other side of the highway. It has
with less gas and less money,
right? And so you have to it has to be part of the deal. And so, in all the teams in the Big Ten West are the same. The Minnesota's, the Illinois, everybody's all in. Wisconsin's and everybody's in the same, and whether they're in transition or on good footing. And so that's where Nebraska's at. It's hard because in some ways, the way that they played, those last eight games with Mickey and Coach Bush and really in some ways, listen between the lines, having to coach around some coaches, and all that.
Yeah.
You saw a lot of progress, but then to get to that next step, there's still a lot of progress to go. And so, I think every year a bowl game, winning 6 games should be, if you win 6 games 3 or 4 years from now, you could be thinking like the sky's falling. All right, we're going to a bowl game. We're reluctantly doing it. We needed 30 more days of practice because we're extremely young, or we had positions that were depleted by injuries. That can't be what we're shooting for.
We're gonna dive into the depth chart
because you love doing this. I know. hey, here's the thing, Nate.
See, Jay tried to talk.
Nate, I did.
See if he's gonna talk for 20 minutes.
I was about to. I was trying to hit it with the Matt Rule. When Matt Rule was at the basketball game, talking about he's gonna be quick. It was 5 minutes after later he was still talking. But DP tried. DP. You know what DP's trying to do, Nate? DP, he's like that little puppy, right? That's gonna go, and the little puppy probably knows he's going to a new home or something the next day. And he's gonna snip at the ankles and then be gone. He know he's gonna be gone for a few days. So he's like, you know what? This is the topic.
Stir the pot.
Stir the pot. So let's get into it. We're gonna stir this bad boy up.
Man. Let's go. So how you get to where you need to has to begin with where you are and what you have. Scholarship players at each position: Casey Thompson, Logan Smothers, Harburg, Purdy, and Torres. Currently that doesn't include who's coming and who's been committed a scholarship, and that's currently as it stands, because you will probably have a new quarterbacks coach. You probably will have a new working order, and that new quarterbacks coach may have some quarterbacks he wants to work with. We don't know about the shoulder of Casey Thompson. We know surgeries in the story. Jay Foreman, how would you grade this room?
Oh, okay. I expect Casey to come back. They got good, medical staff down there with Mark Meyer. He'll come back fine. Now, granted, will it, obviously he's not going to be able to participate in spring and all that. But I'm grading the room as healthy. I'm fine because Casey's the lead dog. Now, depth-wise, I'm in, there's maybe a little bit of angst, but I'm going to tell you, the last guy you mentioned, Torres, he's got the cannon. He's got the moxie. He's got an attitude. Now he needed this year to get healthy, but that dude could be a problem, a good problem. So
Okay.
I'm fine with the quarterback room.
I'm
fine with the running back room.
I'm intrigued by the running back room with Grant, Ramir, Gabe, AJ. If we can get AJ back in the door.
Well, it's not an if. We're just gonna go with on the
with
roster
what is
right now.
what is currently.
When the roster changes
Uh-huh.
again, we'll have another conversation.
Okay. Yeah.
And then I'll be gone
we
for 3
will.
days.
Yeah. That is all true.
Nate, we'll have this conversation right when I got to do something.
All right. Right when the vacation is planned.
So let's go wide receiver room.
Wide receiver room.
Run them down. Run them down.
Marcus Washington, Alante Brown, Tommy Hill, Sean Hardy, Janiran Bonner, and Victor Jones Jr.
That probably gives you a little bit of restless nights. Marcus, look at the face that you had. Look, you see Nate's face.
I looked down because I knew Nate was.
Nate had the bitter beer face. Nate just took two big gulps out the keg that been in the garage for 5 weeks.
He got the last pour.
Was that the stank beer or something?
Yeah,
like
he
that?
got the last pour.
He got the bottom, right?
Yeah,
I'm just listening.
I would probably say that Marcus Washington. I like Alante Brown. There's still, I think Marcus Washington came on towards the end of the year. I really do. So I think he gives you a chance. Now, can he go from being like number 2 receiver to number 1, both in work habits, consistency, big playability, without that, true number 1 opposite, Alante Brown? I would say here's what I would say. There's still there's still a lot to be added or to get better, but you don't know what these young guys are yet either, because they're young.
21 spots, not including.
But I would say this:
players who are on the roster and started who aren't under scholarship.
I would say this: if the wide receiver room was our biggest problem, we wouldn't be having this conversation right now.
Well,
I feel better about that.
We're gonna
go right in the tight end room. So as we going up in here, it's starting to get worse. The running back or the quarterback and running back, it was cool. The wide receiver room, it was just getting a little bit uncool. Now we're in the offensive line and the tight end.
So Chris Hickman
is messing up all my key cards.
James Carney, Thomas Fedoni, AJ Rollins, Chase Androff, Brody Tagaloa.
There's nobody's proven. So that's not for a lack of talent. It's just that nobody's proven themselves.
Right,
and a ton of injuries.
And Borkacher probably
Borkacher's got to get it. He's gonna work his way on the field. So you throw him in there, still everybody's unproven, but there's tons of potential. Borkacher is at a plus, so you got to add him in the mix. So they're right below the wide receiver room. I think Marcus Washington is more proven as the team sets now than their best guy in their room by a long shot.
And depth matters in the Big Ten. So
Right.
we know that you have to have a second and third group.
You need a third. You need 4 tight ends. You need 3 dudes. One that can do it all. One you'd like to be your receiving threat, and a guy that can be dual threat. But we haven't got there yet, so it's a bunch of unknowns.
But
the play in that room has always been good.
The likelihood that a transfer portal tight end could legitimately be the starter next year in this room.
Oh, if Fedoni's healthy, he's starting.
Okay.
Whether you like it or not.
Okay.
He's starting.
Let's go.
And he said he's gonna earn it too.
What we talk about, what we know versus what we think we know. Let's go to the offensive line room, because this is a room. This is a room. Hunter Anthony, Bryce Benhart, Turner Corcoran, Michael Lynn, Ethan Piper, Nori, Lutovsky, Prohaska, Justin Jenkins. 9 scholarship offensive linemen.
So what's the question when it comes to that?
Can you get to 6 wins with this group? Text line, give your opinion, because you're a part of this conversation.
Can I come back to that?
You can come back to that.
It's a yes and no.
Well, here's who are the 5 starters?
That's why it's yes and no.
Okay, that's
because pecan pie and all your daddy.
Uh-huh.
They didn't.
Oh, they was waiting. They was waiting.
And here's why I say you can. I'll answer this. Can you win 12? Be hard. Win 12 games. I think you can win 6 with them. I don't think playing offensive line is that hard. I think if they get in shape, leaner, I think they play better. I think they played better than what people were giving them credit for. So, also with the offensive philosophy and the way they call plays, it helped them out as well. So, I'd probably say to give them 6, and especially for year one, it's probably the best you're going to get. I mean, you're going to have to probably add some in the transfer portal for sure. But it's by no means is it the pipeline.
Well, I mean, that's what all y'all said. So 2 of those players can say, I won't name them, but the rest got to go. Then Matt says, hopefully we get 5 new starting offensive linemen in the portal. Believer says, you never know the impact you have on some players' lives. He said, but, my biggest problem is that I have a weird sense of humor. Most people don't get it.
I do think another year with Raiola with another type of outlook that's more in line with how he coaches and I think that the offensive line will play better.
Well, I mean, Bryce says this: if playing O-line isn't hard, what's that say about the current O-line?
Well, I mean, you can say that at times when I play linebacker. I mean, it does have a lot to do with coaching out in the way that the positions that they put you in. I mean, for a while there, they were having no check releases or anything.
Can this O-line get you to 6 wins with a Big Ten running game?
Yeah.
Can it do it if they have to throw the ball around and it's pass pro?
What's your definition of pass pro? Because the way that they were pass pro, or the way that the plays were being called last year, there's not an offensive line that would have been. I mean, they have. There's other more talented offensive lines, like Ohio State, Michigan's better. But when you're in shotgun and you're going releasing 5 wide receivers, you're asking for your quarterback to get destroyed.
Also, I'll add this: when everyone's saying just go to the transfer portal to get offensive linemen, that's probably the hardest position group to get out of the transfer portal. Good offensive linemen normally don't hit the transfer portal, and if they do, they don't grow on trees.
Well, but they also don't go downstream. The good ones are trying to go upstream. If Nebraska's not upstream, you miss out.
At the end of the day, you're gonna have to go to the transfer portal, get some guys,
and get numbers.
Get a guy. And you never know where a guy could be really good, but maybe he'd been injured for 2 years.
Or been in the wrong system.
Or just never had an opportunity.
It's just tough on the offensive line.
But what's going to have to happen is with the weight program, the off-season program, winter conditioning, combined with the offensive philosophy, if that's all in line, you'll see a significant change.
Speaking of lines, let's go to the other side. Other side of the ball. And again, Matt Rule said, listen, we want to be physical. We want to be dominant. We want to be strong. We got all these things to play. Both sides of the line. We need to control line of scrimmage on both sides of the ball. I'm going to read off the names of scholarship D linemen. Don't have a pen. It won't be necessary. The list isn't that long. Stephon Wynn Jr., Nash Hutmacher, Ty Robinson, Ruquan Barkley.
Yeah, you're fine. Throw Colton Feast in there. But yeah, you're fine.
With that 5.
Well, I mean, you need to obviously add some to it, but you can roll out. You got 5 guys that have played. You got 3 guys that have started. Ty, Feast, and Nash and Wynn in there. If you get some out of Raekwon, then you're really working with something.
So can we play next year without being thrown out of the club on 4th and 1, 3rd and 1?
Yeah, they were. I mean, you're thinking about when Nash got dug out of there.
I didn't say that. I was big.
But he started to come on in bits and again with him.
Look, I like the group.
He plays better when
is the number big enough? Is 5 having 5 defensive linemen? So they need some. That's kind of where I was.
But those guys, again, the wins and losses. We'll continue along this conversation, but at the end of the day, this is just me. So I'm not speaking for Trev. I'm not speaking for Coach Rule.
Right.
I'm not speaking for whoever that was. Is it Marcus? Marcus. Right. Marcus is he the offensive coordinator? I know that was kind of
Satterfield.
Satterfield is he okay for Coach Satterfield or Coach White? All I'm saying is this: the majority of the wins and losses, unless somehow you have a Justin Fields type or those type of guys fall to you in the transfer portal, or you have a breakout, freshman that generally won't overtake the Big Ten. Majority of your wins are going to come from in that locker room. But I'm going to say this: if you're paying me to come in and do a job,
Mhm.
I would show up with the strong feeling that I can get more. What I'm gonna first try to do is try to maximize everything in that locker room, because my experience will tell me that if I can get those guys to play at their ability or above their ability in the short term, they're program builders and foundation builders. As I'm starting to stock the cupboards with, JUCO transfers, regular high school guys, transfer
Can you
portal guys.
and is please correct me if I'm wrong. The people that are being brought in on the transfer portal, is the standard that they have to be better than what you currently have in that room?
Yes and no. I mean, so the
That's
so
the hope, but
so
may not
the-
be the reality.
The DN outside linebacker came in. Is he better than Garrett Nelson? I mean, he just came from JUCO. You can't really say that. But does he have an upside? But you're able to get a guy like that, that's 6'6", 240, pretty athletic, that can knee bend and turn and all that other stuff, because you feel pretty good about having Garrett Nelson, and you're feel pretty good about Jamari Butler and Blaze Gunnerson as you get into the linebackers and stuff like that. And with this 3-3-5, it gives you flexibility in that stuff, to where you can take a kid like that and say, hey, we know we need you here, obviously, I'm assuming January, right? And you're going to hit the ground running in the weight room, and then you can add to his playbook as it goes on, and just never know what you can get.
Yeah, I mean,
so the potential is there.
I say it a lot. The more questions you have about a program tells you about the program.
Well,
Like
there's a lot of questions, or Matt Rule wouldn't be here.
Yeah. Wow. Linebacker room.
Well, I mean, the loss of Ernest Hausman, which I don't think is, at least I'm hoping that's, I haven't been keeping up with it. I just, when it's taking visits, that's pretty strong action, but I don't think the door is fully closed.
Okay.
At least hoping it's not. I haven't heard anything. I'm just guessing and hoping. But we're going with the way the roster is right now. Behind Nick and Luke, it's pretty bare from experience, productivity, availability. That's on the lines of, say, like the offensive line, as far as like red alert. You know what I mean? You got two guys that have been dinged up, in the last 2 years. Where Nick this year, Luke both last year, both productive players. But in this system, you would like to have, and I like I said, I can't speak for Coach White. I can only go off my experience. In the 3 linebacker system, you would like to have your 3 starters, 2 guys behind them. Ideally, 1 guy that can play on the outside, and ideally 1 guy that can play all 3.
That's 5 deep in a room that has 6 current scholarships, and you're not comfortable with all 6.
Right now, because you haven't seen it. Now, what could give you flexibility is if
Kapai, Malcolm, Snodgrass, etc.
Yeah, you haven't seen much.
Then to the edge room, getting Garrett Nelson, who is the staple and the standard that everybody else needs to get to in order for this team to have the success they're looking for. Like, everybody's got to play at Garrett Nelson level, right? Yeah, that's a statement of fairness. Jamari Butler on the other edge, Blaze Gunnerson, Jake Applegate, the young man from Lincoln, who, from what we know, should and probably would contribute.
Well, I mean,
is that a deep enough room for you?
Well, it's deep enough with the first 3. Now, granted, Garrett is a ready-made player. You know what you're getting, right?
Mm-hmm.
You turn on the tape, it's the same. You know what you're getting. Jamari Butler showed flashes, right, of playmaking ability, athletic ability. So he's a little bit of the unknown, but he's more of a known than the other guys. And same with Blaze Gunnerson. So depth-wise isn't as deep, because just an outside you'd like to have 4. Just you got to think
rotation.
You had 3, these 3 plus Caleb and O'Shawn last year. So you like 2 more. That doesn't mean Applegate can't get into it. He got hurt against Purdue, I think. So athletically, he's there. Experience and playing wise, he's not. So I think you feel pretty fine. Look, you're not coming to coach at Nebraska and be like, oh yeah, this roster is great. You're not getting paid an 8-year contract and thinking they're not giving 8-year contracts or firing a coach, not retaining an interim coach, and then hiring a new coach and giving them an 8-year contract without holes in the roster. So this is somewhat normal, but I like to think, as a defensive coach, with those 3, along with the Kai Whalen that they just got a commitment from, along with the younger guys,
I mean, Sanford's still in play.
Well, you like to think that you feel pretty comfortable on the edge. And then same with nickel. You got Javen Wright. You got
Gifford. And then
Stanford
and
then the
Stinger.
Stinger from Millard South, who's a phenomenal athlete. And so you feel comfortable there. It's not only who plays on the every down on defense, but do they contribute on special teams? And then in the back end, you feel good with the two starters out at corner, Newsom and Hartzog, right? It's pretty bare after that, right? But then the safety room, it seemed like you got a ton of them in there. So
7 deep.
Right. So that's where you think that you'd like to get 3 or 4 out of there. You need another corner or two. And so that's where you attack both in the short-term transfer portal, because there's going to be movement, after spring ball and stuff like that as well. So you got to be ready for that. But, there's some sleepless nights over there. But you got like a Kai Williams, right, that came in from Alabama. He had 4 years of eligibility. He's a guy that was picked up last year that potentially could turn into some. Omar Brown, who was hurt early, and he was, I think he's, came from Northern Iowa, where he has a ton of talent. He got some experience. He started to play more. So you feel a little bit more comfortable on the back end. Outside, you got to, get some development going. But it's definitely head scratching.
And you have 2 kickers that you're thrilled to have back.
Right.
Right.
And you just got one from Westside.
Right. So that 11 seniors under scholarship currently, and that could change over the next couple of days. And of course, now remember December 21st, early announcement day. So that's
a signing day, right?
Signing day. Yeah. So you can get, folks in that space. 23 juniors, 19 sophomores.
But see, this roster is a product of, and this is the product of 2 things. This is where people don't understand the magnitude of when we signed the coach to a long-term contract the first time. Okay. Everybody can get to the end that it didn't work with Scott, variety of reasons.
This is where we were.
But how it started also affected the ending. So when you come in and you have a 7-year contract, you're able to you're allowed to gut the roster of good players. I'm talking about the Avery Roberts and all those guys that went off other places, right? Greg Bells and all those, right? Then it allowed you to really slow play in how you went and recruited, and then so you became instantly one. If not, I think you were the second youngest back-to-back years team in the Big Ten, in the nation. So now you're seeing, that's why you have such a small senior class. Also, the first year they came in, they had a huge class. If you could ask them if they could change, one of the biggest things they could do, or I would ask them to do, have a smaller class that first year, know the roster, know the players, bigger class the second one. You miss more in that first year, you pay for it right now.
Well, this is, for 11 freshmen, 30 in the 19 in the sophomore class, 23 in the junior class, 64 of 85 spots. And again, you'll have some folks who are currently on the roster who occupy some of those additional spots, but 21 is the number that leads going into today. And it'll be an interesting.
Yeah, it's going to be. That number's going to go up and down, and that's just the way college football is. I don't think it's an indictment on Nebraska or the staff or coach or anything like that. It's just kids are different.
Nope, there's no finger pointing. We're just looking at the rooms.
Jaden Golden's going to Syracuse though.
Yeah,
going back to the crib.
Looking at the numbers and looking at the depth chart. All things in play. We'll throw the break. We'll come back. More Old School here on 93.7 The Ticket.
Watch Old School live on Facebook, YouTube, or Twitch. Old School with DP and J on 93.7 The Ticket and theticketfm.com.
This is Lindsay Teal from the Nebraska golf team. If you're looking for a Christmas gift for the avid golfer in your life, don't give them something they can't even use until spring. Get them the gift of indoor golf from Double Eagle Golf. Grab a gift card for a stocking stuffer, or give the gift of a membership and let them golf all year long. Their space is also perfect for Christmas parties, corporate events, birthday parties, or anything else. See for yourself. Double Eagle Golf, just 5 minutes from downtown at the Kinetic Sports Complex on West O Street.
Rico here for Little Brooklyn Daycare. Look, I have 2 young kids and my wife and I both have full-time jobs. So we need a place we can trust to take care of our kids during the day. That place is Little Brooklyn Daycare. And now they're enrolling for kids from 2 years old to school age. And they're also hiring experienced teachers. Call them today at 402-742-0363 to schedule a tour to see if it's the right fit for you and your kids. Little Brooklyn Daycare, located in Fallbrook in Northwest Lincoln.
Did you know that the U.S. has added over 1,100 new breweries in the last 18 months? Learn more by shopping at Myers Cork and Bottle, 13th and South, and by tuning in to Thirsty Thursdays with Kevin Myers, because sports are better with a drink in your hand and a friend at your side. Guys, Farrell's Extreme Body Shaping has changed my life. I'm healthier, I'm more fit, I have more energy, and oh yeah, I've lost a bunch of weight, almost 100 pounds. Now's the time for you to take control of your health and join the Farrell's 10-week challenge. The program combines kickboxing, strength training, and nutrition to set you up for success. And ticket listeners, you can get in for half off. The next challenge starts on January 7th at both of their locations, 40th and Yankee Hill, and their brand new spot at 70th and Vine. Get all the info at fxblincoln.com. Join today, Farrell's Extreme Body Shaping.
Acres, your John Deere dealer, is offering year-end blowout savings on in-stock 2022 compact tractors and mowers. Make quick work of chores around your acreage and save over $4,000 on select John Deere compact tractors equipped with a loader and rear blade. Or save up to $1,000 on select 2022 John Deere Z-Trax and lawn tractors. Visit your local Acres store or acres.com to get these great discounts. Acres, solutions for every field. Discounts available on in-stock units while supplies last.
Why are some people more successful? Is it talent and determination, or did they recognize an opportunity? Discover a career that lets you help families reach their financial goals as you build lasting professional relationships. One with unlimited income potential. From Modern Woodman, a leading fraternal financial services provider.
I'm Modern Woodman Regional Director Sean Erickson. Call me at 402-483-6515 to learn about career opportunities.
Modern Woodman of America. Touching lives, securing futures.
Decking the halls with boughs of holly sure sounds great until you're the one who has to do it. Take the stress out of your holiday parties this year and host your gatherings at Suite A Events by Mary Ellen's. Suite A is the perfect place for your year-end company parties or other large gatherings. Suite A and Mary Ellen's can handle the food, the desserts, the decorations, and of course, those holiday spirits. See for yourself online at SuiteAEvents.com or at 27th and Pine Lake, right next to Mary Ellen's for the
Jay Foreman from Old School, Thursday from 4 to 6 p.m. at the Scarlet Hotel at Innovation Campus. The guys will be broadcasting from the Barred Owl Patio Bar on the top floor. Come see the best views in town with great drinks on Thursday from the Scarlet Hotel at Innovation Campus. There's nothing quite like the Mercado by Certified Piedmontese beef. The Mercado offers unique ingredients you can't find anywhere else, open every day from 8 a.m. to 8 p.m. The full-service butcher shop and retail store is wonderful for meat lovers with their exclusive certified Piedmontese beef and assorted sausages, plus other quality meats, including pork, chicken, and a wide range of the freshest seafood. Plus, every Friday from 11 to 2, the Mercado serves up the best lunch in town on their Friday Feast menu. Stop in at the Mercado today at 84th and Havelock or visit their website at cpmercado.com to see current deals.
Rashawn Jackson here for Bauer Underground, who has been serving local contractors and utility contractors all across the state since 1997. When you see the black and white trucks, you know the baddest dudes in the business have arrived. Bauer is currently looking for equipment operators, laborers, diesel mechanics, and aerial linemen. Join the brotherhood built on hard work, authentic people, and pedigree of success. Bauer, a family-friendly company who reminds you, go Big Red!
If you or someone you know is having thoughts of suicide or experiencing a mental health or substance use crisis, call 988 for free, confidential, and compassionate support. On July 16th, the National Suicide Prevention Lifeline is transitioning to 988. There is hope. For 24/7 support, call, text, or chat 988.
Sponsored by Nebraska DHHS, aired with the Nebraska Broadcasters Association and this station.
Back to Old School with DP and J on 93.7 The Ticket and theticket.com.
Welcome back to Old School on a Tuesday. Greatly appreciate you hanging out with us, and you guys have been active on the text line. Thank you very much. Greatly appreciate it. We'll get back to you in a second. We have a special guest in studio today. Lots of things going on, and in this space, folks kind of know where Jay and I, where Nathan and I, where our hearts kind of work. And we're community-based folks, and that's kind of why we do what we do. As a part of that, while I was in Houston, I know Jay, while he was with the Texans, Big Brothers and Big Sisters is a big part of what goes on down there and how we kind of engage in those communities. But Big Brothers, Big Sisters Lincoln Sean Reed was here, and he can tell us what's going on. First of all, Sean, introduce yourself and let folks know what you do for Big Brother, Big Sister.
Well, first of all, thank you, gentlemen, for having me. It's an honor to be here. I appreciate it. Appreciate the time. I guess I'm the executive director of Big Brothers Big Sisters Lincoln, and basically that means first of all, I'm lucky to be a part of the mission and being a part of the organization. My job is fun. I get to help create conditions where young people get to thrive and be successful. So, and that looks a lot of different things. I don't want to bore you, but it's fundraising, it's board governance, it's community building, it's partnering with various different community organizations. It's all the things. But really, all people need to know is we are here to support young people as they try to find their full potential.
Through leadership, accountability, relationships, connections, right? I mean, I think those are fair to say.
Absolutely. It's about the relationships. It's about the memories made, experiences shared. And that's a huge impact. That makes a huge impact long-term.
I get frustrated because part of why I moved to Lincoln was the community, being told that the hearts of the people, like people rally, people volunteer. You told me a number today that kind of shook my skin a little bit, in that there are littles who are waiting here in Lincoln, littles who are waiting, and that there's a wait list. To your knowledge, as where we stand currently,
we are at 65 currently on the waiting list, and that continues to grow every day. So we definitely have our work cut out for us. Always a challenge to recruit, retain volunteers, mentors.
who's the ideal volunteer mentor for the folks who are listening, who are going, you know what, I'm listening. Is he going to describe me or not?
Okay, I'd start with a few things. First of all, you don't have to be perfect. You have to be present and be persistent in a young person's life. You got to want to make that commitment to, support a young person and, develop and grow a relationship with them and share experiences. That is a commitment. I guess we are just, I think the demographics right now are, we have a lot of younger folks, probably in their 30s, early 40s is kind of the demographic. More women are mentors right now, always short those that identify as male. So we're always looking for a diverse pool of mentees and mentors, folks that reflect what our actual community looks like. So, yeah.
Is there a prototype to who is waiting? These littles that are waiting for somebody to come in their life and just be.
Well, that's a good question. I don't know how to answer that other than we have young people from all over the city.
Is there an age group that kind of falls in play?
We try to match young people, but from the ages of 7 to 16.
Okay.
I would say most of them are under 10. They're probably between the 7 to 10 age range.
Are there areas of Lincoln that are a little bit more in need than others?
There's a certain, I just did we looked at the mapping, and, it's really lovely to see. We do have a nice representation across the entire city, but you might guess there are certain neighborhoods or zip codes that have, a little bit greater need.
What's the time commitment? How's a typical relationship work with the mentee and mentor?
Great question. Yeah. Before you hop into this thing, you got to know what you're hopping into. We ask volunteers to serve at least 1 year, and we are community based, which means, first of all, we're asking volunteers to, spend 1 or 2 hours a week with their little. We call them littles, the youngsters. And we want them to make a commitment at least 1 year. We see that, if these relationships are longer term, it's a lot more powerful, makes a larger impact on a young person.
for those listening, you've been in this, and you get some understanding of the benefits of actually being a big. Like, you think that you're there for them, but you also get from it. You receive from it while you're in this. What do you receive from this if you're the big brother, big sister?
Well, I would guess it depends on, who you are and what your experience is like. But I would most definitely say that you're going to more than likely come out of it with a new relationship, someone that you might know for the rest of your life. You have the opportunity to share new experiences with this person. Grow, learn new things, be exposed to things that you may not otherwise have been exposed to. Just learning about another person and what their hobbies and interests are, I think it just helps us grow as individuals. And I don't know, I think just it's you run that danger of having a new long-lasting relationship for the rest of your life.
Yeah, how about that? You might mess around and find somebody that's supposed to be in your life.
Do it, like, when is it the mentorship? Is that on site, or is it, or how does I guess the bridge building start, or does it, like, it's something you build up to go do, like, outside activities, or how does that?
Yeah, so
work?
there's all kinds of different youth serving organizations in Lincoln, and I think what helps us stand out a little bit is we are community based, meaning you obviously we go through a screening process, an interview. We want to make sure that the volunteer and the little have kind of shared interests, and we try to match them up the best we can on paper. But yeah, once they're matched, they have it's to their it's up to them to schedule at their own leisure what they want to do, evenings, weekends. You can do whatever you want. That also means that you have the opportunity as a volunteer to get to know the parents or the family or guardians. So yeah, you just get matched and you have the ability to go out and do, all kinds of stuff out there in the community.
Yeah, it's just fantastic. And I've been a part of it. I know Jay's been a part of it. Nathan, I'm 100% sure Nathan's been a part of it as well. You have an event. We're working on an event. We will have a full hour in January. We're going to sit and we're going to tell some of the stories of the bigs and littles. We'll bring them in and we'll have the conversation. And then we'll give listeners a chance to come in and be a part of what we do and a part of what you do. Let the folks know if they're curious in the slightest, how they can be a part of this.
Yeah, the easiest way, there's a number of easy ways. I guess you can call us. I guess people use the phone yet. So that's 402-464-2227. Otherwise, you can find us online, website, bbbsl.org. And also look us up on Facebook, Big Brothers, Big Sisters Lincoln. We're there. And that's actually a pretty good source of everything that we're up to on Facebook. So we're also on Instagram. You can look up, I'm sure you can just look us up, Big Brothers, Big Sisters Lincoln there as well.
Sean, it's going to be a pleasure. Like I said, January is Mentor Month on a national level, but locally we've got work to do and to get some local folks into this space for these young people that are in need. And it simply requires that you be present consistently with good in your mind and good in your heart. That's all we're going to try to do. But Sean is actually going to come on this show once a week in January. We're going to keep pushing this, and we're going to have you back, and you're open to bring in bigs, littles, whoever you want to bring in. And then I'll try to get Jay for your big event at the end of the month. I've already whispered. He's already aware of it, so he knows that, we're going to get him there, and we'll get some of the other ticket folks there. Sean, thank you very much, kind sir.
Thanks, Sean.
Thank you, Jay, Derek, Nathan. I appreciate the opportunity.
We'll throw the break, and then we'll close out Old School when we come back.
You're listening to Old School with DP and J. Download the mobile app and listen wherever you are on 93.7 The Ticket and theticketfm.com.
There's nothing quite like the Mercado by Certified Piedmontese. ingredients you can't find anywhere else. Open every day from 8 a.m. to 8 p.m. The full-service butcher shop and retail store is wonderful for meat lovers with their exclusive certified Piedmontese beef and assorted sausages, plus other quality meats, including pork, chicken, and a wide range of the freshest seafood. Plus, every Friday from 11 to 2, the Mercado serves up the best lunch in town on their Friday Feast menu. Stop in at the Mercado today at 84th and Havelock or visit their website at cpmercado.com to see current deals.
Hi, it's Joel Norman, the voice of your Lincoln Stars hockey team. Tune in to 93.7 The Ticket every Tuesday night from 8 to 9 p.m. to hear the latest on the Stars with myself, head coach Rocky Russo, and special player guests.
Act Plumbing, Heating, Air, and Electric brings exciting career opportunities for you or someone you know. They are now hiring plumbers, electricians, and HVAC techs and installers to continually build their professional team. They offer competitive pay and full benefits packages that include health, dental, vision, PTO, and 401k options. Action has created a positive team environment for over 50 years. Apply online at actionlincoln.com.
Did you know that the U.S. has added over 1,100 breweries in the last 18 months? Learn more by shopping at Myers Cork and Bottle, 13th and South, and by tuning in to Thirsty Thursdays with Kevin Myers, because sports are better with a drink in your hand and a friend at your side.
Join DP and Jay Foreman for Old School Thursday from 4 to 6 p.m. at the Scarlet Hotel at Innovation Campus. The guys will be broadcasting from the Barred Owl Patio Bar on the top floor. Come see the best views in town with great drinks on Thirsty Thursday from the Scarlet Hotel at Innovation Campus.
93.7 The Ticket, Fox, KFXL weather. Brought to you by Bryant Air Conditioning, Heating, Electrical, and Plumbing.
Showers and even a few rumbles of thunder will be possible for much of the day. We'll see an afternoon high of 53, but temps could start to fall by late in the day. Southeast winds gusting over 30. Mainly cloudy tonight with a low down to 27. Only a high of 36 tomorrow for your Wednesday, with a few snow showers possible by the afternoon. I'm meteorologist Tim Wright for 93.7 The Ticket and theticketfm.com.
Hey guys, Nick Sadert here, and I want to tell you about my friends at Spine and Sports Chiropractic. I experienced a herniated disc in my lower back a few years ago, and thanks folks at Spine and Sports, I got back to feeling 100%. At Spine and Sports, they use the active release technique, which involves the soft tissue and can alleviate headaches, shoulder pain, plantar fasciitis, and more. What I like most about the ART method is that your doctor will construct a plan that fits your needs, because the technique is not a cookie-cutter approach. Allow Spine and Sports Chiropractic to help you feel better. Set up your appointment today by giving them a call at 402-261-6841.
Gaina Trucking is hiring CDL Class A and B drivers. Gaina guarantees a 40-hour work week year-round, and their strong team culture makes it not a job, but a career. Gaina Trucking offers health, vision, and dental 1K with company match, an employee assistance program, and other bonus programs. Build a better career today with great team culture at Gaina Trucking. Learn more and apply today at Gaina. Guys, Farrell's Extreme Body Shaping has changed my life. I'm more fit, I have more energy, and oh yeah, I've lost a bunch of weight, almost 100 pounds. Now's the time for you to take control of your health and join the Farrell's 10-week challenge. The program combines kickboxing, strength training, and nutrition to set you up for success. And ticket listeners, you can get in for half off. The next challenge starts on January 7th at both of their locations, 40th and Yankee Hill, and their brand new spot at 70th and Vine. Get all the info at fxblincoln.com. Join today, Farrell's Extreme Body Shaping.
Hi, Sean Callahan here of HuskerOnline.com, inviting you to join us here on 93.7 The Ticket every Saturday morning now in our new time. We're on from 8 to 9 with the weekly Husker Online radio show. We'll give you the latest in recruiting. We'll talk about what's going on with both football, basketball, and we'll probably share a few stories from the inside. It's every Saturday morning right here on 93.7 The Ticket. It's the Husker Online radio show from 8 to 9 a.m.
Old School with DP and J on 93.7 The Ticket and theticketfm.com.
Final segment and ticket weeknights. Harrison Arns will take us. I do have to be in full disclosure. So as we go from today forward in weeknights, there's some shows that will be consistently going all the way through January. Some won't. The student athletes, I kind of wanted to give the student athletes a break from doing shows because they're talented, busy kids, and if you told them to keep working, they would keep working. I'm like, no, it's a holiday. Take some time off. So some of the Tick Nights, now of course the Ricky Simmons show will still go. The Rocky Russo, the Star show, some of those shows will still go, and some of them will take a break. And the young people who board op and produce in those nights, they have full permission to do full 2-hour-long shows. I'm like, that's entirely up to y'all. It gives them reps, and I would greatly appreciate it if you guys hang out with them. Harrison always gives a good show. Carter gives a great show. So if you're hanging out to do that, please feel free to hang out with them and call in and be a part of it. So, Jay, last night, look, we have some fun with Murray, but
man,
that's a terrible.
That's tough.
Right.
That's tough, man. That's tough for him. The third play of the game, non-contact. It was confirmed he, tore his ACL, which isn't obviously career threatening, with the way modern medicine is, but you just hate it. You hate for any player to get injured.
Yeah.
I was always the first to be messing with a pocket Hercules and said he runs like a little kid that stole a remote.
Yep.
But you just, you don't want him to, be injured. You never want to see a player like that, any player injured. So that was, it sucks because the timing couldn't be any worse, right? He's the franchise quarterback, whether I like it, you like it, the league likes it, but Arizona loves it because they gave him a big paycheck. But he definitely was drafted and tied to the head coach. They are absolutely horrible this year, where they aren't in the playoff race. In the last 2 years, previous years, they had started out hot and fizzled down the stretch. They spent some money in free agency. Now, look, I will say this, and this is, at times when I talked about Nebraska and the evaluation process, 6 wins or 4 wins can look different than the year before. Now, when you have, at the time, if he wasn't the best receiver, one of the top 3 receivers or 4 receivers in the league, get popped for PEDs and be out for the first 6 games of the year. Now, that has to go into how you evaluate the coach, the team, the quarterback, etc., and the whole season. And so these are things that Cliff Kingsbury didn't sign up for. J.J. Watt, he probably knew he'd be injury, a little bit injury prone, but, the type of freak injuries that he had, even with the heart stuff, even though he's played pretty consistent this year or better than, he had the year before, those are things you don't, plan on. And it put the defense in a bad spot because the defense, I think, is really talented. But then, with the offense not having continuity, Connor's been hurt. They lost a running back in the free agency. The offensive line's been banged up. Zach Ertz has been out. So the plethora of injuries couldn't have it. So it's like now what you saw last night, even though Colt McCoy came in and handled himself, every time he's played, he's handled himself. I think
he did it in Washington. He's done it everywhere.
I think he doesn't get credit because he still has like his 12-year-old, 14-year-old student ID baby face.
Yeah, and the same haircut.
So everything.
Like he ain't
aged.
Yeah.
He's like and so. But what I saw last night, because I experienced it, you saw a franchise and a team really push the fast forward on transition. And that doesn't mean, and we can talk about, we can correlate back to college, right? Mm-hmm. Arizona is a team that I would, if I was say I was a hot, say if I was D'Amico Ryans.
Mm-hmm.
Now, I don't know if he has any preference, but that's a place that I'm going to go or want to go. I'm assuming he will be the hottest coaching candidate that hadn't been a previous should be. Now there's other.
Well, he and Pep Hamilton and Bieniemy.
Yeah,
those should
D'Amico
be the 3.
Ryans with the team that he's on.
Yeah.
And
if they're going to make a change and keep it going,
he'd be the guy that I would get. And or he'd be, if I was him, that's the place I'd go. You got a quarterback that that can be effective in the league. You have Connor, who made their Pro Bowl the year before, and you have another couple running backs. You have one of the best receivers in the league. You drafted well, actually, with Rondell Moore with the receivers. You have Zach Ertz, as long as he's healthy, he's good. You have A.J. Green as like your second or third receiver. And you have a plethora of young, high draft picks and good players. You got Bubba Baker, Simmons, Collins. You could throw J.J. Watt in there. They have the defensive lineman that they drafted out of Boston College is pretty good. They have a couple good corners. So the nucleus is there,
mm-hmm.
which is different So it'd be different. So if you can
and you still have one of the best 5 receivers in the game.
Yeah, that's why I mentioned him. And then you have Green is like you have him too.
Yeah.
So I think you saw it in it, and it's I wasn't a big Cliff Kingsbury fan, when he got hired, but I saw him do some good things.
Mm-hmm.
But I also can recognize this year has not been good enough for him to be successful, and it has to go in there in the evaluation process because he's directly tied to Kyler Murray. Now Kyler Murray had to blow up and talking about,
I don't like what you did.
Don't like what you're doing, but then also you need to be in your playbook. So hopefully this time, sometimes this can happen for athletes or high profile, high maintenance athletes, guys that have kind of gotten out of what got them there. His ego, you start to hear about the stories and stuff like that, the entourage and all this, right? Sometimes this can give him a reality check to really get down to business, and then you see the best Kyler Murray from game 1 to 17 versus game 1 to 8. 9 through 15 is horrible, and then he plays good at like 16.
Well, I think being able to see somebody else in it.
Yeah, and look, you have nothing.
Changes it,
you have nothing but time.
Yeah.
And you have to he's going to go through a process when you're rehabbing. It's more mental than physical.
He can change the discussion about himself.
Any chance at all, just throwing it out there, they take a quarterback because they might have a top 5 pick.
Well, look, if you get a new coach, everything's on the table. I mean, Kyler Murray just got drafted, and they had just had the guy from UCLA,
Josh Rosen,
the year before, I think, right? And he was a top 12 pick or something like that, right?
It was like 9 or
10,
like
right? Yeah. So I mean,
that was brutal.
Now, granted, he wasn't good, but Kyler Murray is a Pro Bowl quarterback, so it's a decision to be made. But then you get into Russell Wilson, who's going to take on that contract? Even though you'd like to get a quarterback, you're stuck, and there's not a lot of cap. Now, you could work with it until the cap number is the way you can like renegotiate the contract because you're getting somebody in a rookie contract. But that's a hard room. You have a guy that's a franchise quarterback just a year before, and here's a rookie. That's not going to do it.
There are going to be a lot of questions in Arizona.
Now, I'll say this. If you don't pick him number 5 and you pick him 25 like Green Bay, then you got some stuff. Then you could do it. But if you pick him top 5, it's kind of like you just seen it with San Francisco.
Well, that was RG3 and Kirk Cousins.
Well, they were in the same draft class. When you got a guy there that has a max contract, so like the Aaron Rodgers, Kyler Murray, Garoppolo, and they go get Trey Lance, that's a hard. You got to make it. They essentially jettisoned. They were ready to give away Garoppolo until he got hurt.
Mm-hmm.
For pennies on the dollar, they would have traded him. He got hurt. Now they needed him, and now Trey Lance really hadn't done anything. Now you got to make another decision because they gave him.
Now you got Brock Purdy who's balling out.
Now you got easy.
Yeah.
Hey,
easy.
Just watch.
Easy.
One
game.
They got game tape on him now.
Watch this.
Watch this.
right.
You go ahead. All right, that'll be it for us. Harrison Orange will take over, take us into ticket weeknights. Don't go anywhere. You'll catch Rocky Russo, Lincoln Stars as well. But Harrison Orange will take us over. 93.7 The Ticket and theticketfm.com.